This video is the explanation of the functionality and the code. So let's start with the server. So first of all, this folder is for server and the bottom folder is for the client. Let me start with the server. So in the main entry point of the server, I have initialized the actor system, and the engine is a class that I made to handle all the requests and to simulate Reddit. Then I have the router configuration for REST API. This is just some context that I need to pass to each route so that they can access the system and the actor functionality. And these are all the routes that it supports. It also runs on port 3005 so that client can connect to it and make requests. And this is the actor receiver channel. So whenever an action is sent, the receiver decides which function needs to be executed based on the type of action it is. So for example, if it is join subreddit message kind of action, it would call this function. So this is how this worked. And now let me show you the routes. So here is list of all the routes and how they are defined. All of these use the actor model to make calls. So like for example, this join Reddit route, it gets the actor and creates a new actor model from it for the account actor type. And when that's done, it spawns a new actor in memory and calls join subreddit message and returns join subreddit right away, although it's like processing in the background. And this is how most of these routes work. So let me show you the structure of the account. So the account has username, password, it has the count of karma points, a list of direct messages for each account, and a list of subreddits that they have joined. And each direct message is just a structure from which has fields from, to, and text. From means the who's the message from, to is who's the message to, and text is just the content of the message. Now let's go over the subreddit. So subreddit has a name, a description, the user who created the subreddit, the list of posts, and list of accounts that are a member of this subreddit. A post of a subreddit is defined by an ID, name of the subreddit, so in the name of author, text, upwards, downwards, list of comments, subreddit, and the type of post. And here's an interesting thing. You can comment on a comment. That's why a comment is again a list of comments instead of just a list of strings. And each comment also has a list of comments, so you can recursively make as many comments under a comment as you want. So this is something that's possible. So this is how the server looks like and how it works. Now I also have a middleware. This is it. So this is the logger middleware which logs out each and every request that is made, so we can keep track of which requests resolve and which do not resolve and result in an error. Now let me go over the client. So the client makes a request to this base route, which is localhost 5000, because that's the port our server is running on. And most of the functions above here, these two are just these three are just helper functions that are used below. And first of all, define a list of commands that can be executed. So this is that list, and this part is just for the CLI tool, but this is where it actually starts. Yeah, so whenever user inputs create account or one user can input any of these, they could create account. And create account, what that does is it asks for username, password, and makes a request to the slash create account route, which is in the backend. So if I can have that file here, it hits this route create account, which gets the username and password from here, and it makes the call and gets the response back. And once we have the username back, which means the user logged in successfully, I save the user's username in the client, so that we don't have to make a login call each time we want to do something. So this is how create account works, and most of the routes make similar requests. So for example, join subreddit also makes a similar request. It has the subreddit name and it takes in the username. Now again, we need the username here, but since we're already logged in and we have the username set, we just use the saved username and make the request to slash join subreddit route and get the response back. So this is how these work. So this is, for example, retrieve feed. It makes call to slash get feed for this username and it gets the feed. Since the response is received in byte form, Go has to convert this into JSON using JSON.unmarshal. And if the posts are empty, that means we don't get any posts, or the server has empty response, we show no posts found, or else we just print them out using the print box function which I made. So this is most of the implementation of these functions are pretty similar, because all that changes is the route name, the parameters that the route takes, and how to display the information. But other than that, client is not very complicated. But yeah, this was most of the client. This is the print box function, which prints out the information in a bordered box.